What's good, Josh? Your man DJ Playboy back with another edition of the Perfect Talk Podcast, man. And I do no episode without my dog, my partner, my man Keith. But this time I got a special guest star in the house, man. My homeboy Spec. What it do, brother?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hell yeah. You probably heard me reference my man Spec a few times on the show. If you're a long-time listener, or I call him Gary, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. But he got a lot of ideas, man. That's my guy. I've known him since college. Been rocking with him for over 15 years. Godfather to my daughter. So, you know what I'm saying? His family in the building right now, man. It's a long time coming, man, to have you on the show. And you know what I'm saying? We're doing video for the people. Shout out everybody out there rocking with us on the video. You know what I'm saying? We in here rocking, so make sure you go check us out. What's good, though? What's going on in your life, man? How's life?
Man, life is good. Just, you know, same old working, raising my family. It's tough being a parent. I'll say that. You
just got a crib in the past year, too, man. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Just brought my first house.
How's that? How's that transition?
It's certainly a transition. You know, it's a lot to get used to. Mm-hmm. Plus, I'm a hands-on individual, so always trying to get my hands into something. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. But it's all about the experience and, you know, learning as you go along.
And you got to do the DIY thing. That's how you say the bread. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't know that till you know that. You know what I'm saying? But it also...
Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that.
But, I mean, you might try it yourself and end up spending more bread. So it's a catch-22. One thing I guess I learned from you and Keith having a crib, I guess, before I move into a house myself is just... the cost, man, is real. Like, yeah, I think people don't take that in. I think it's like a lot of things, like with people who get married and they focus.
The hidden costs. That's what
it's the hidden costs. Yeah, well, in general, but even I guess the hidden costs are the ones that hit you a little bit more than anything else because you like, I'm in, I'm good, right? I can pay my mortgage, I can pay my nine, and then it's like, nah, there might be some repairs, there might be this, that, and the third, and you know, I would have never in 100 years really thought about it, but I guess that's why they say it's good to have to see people that look like yourself do certain things because no one was putting me on the game, and now I just see how it is. You know what I'm saying? Just by talking to y'all and rocking with y'all. So like, you know, shout out to that. Let's see what's going on in my life. What's new, man? Oh, I got this fucked up tooth, man. I'm trying to get I'm getting it taken out this week. It's been killing me though, but it's been dominating my life. I'm surprised I'm here talking. I must love podcasting because I should just stop hurting as soon as we started recording, and I'm sure as soon as we stop, it's gonna come right back. But yeah, man. Shit. Let's get right into it, bro. Let's see what's going on this week, man. A lot of shit been happening. First thing I want to talk about, bro. Brooklyn Nets got swept, bro. Like, how did that happen? You still watch a lot of ball? I know you was big in the basketball a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's more selective now. You know, once upon a time, I try and watch every team that I could. Now I only have time to watch a couple of games a week. But, yeah, the Brooklyn Nets, man. I certainly didn't expect a sweep, you know, with having, you know, two big stars like Kyrie and KD. I expected them to win that series going in. But Boston, they have two young rising stars, and they were the stars of that show, that game. And
Marcus Smart too. Yeah, shout out to Marcus Smart, man. He's a hustler, definitely the heart and soul of that team.
He's the heart and soul of that team for sure.
Nah, but bro, I don't know what it is. Like, I think it's a metaphor for life, man. You can't just show up and think motherfuckers gonna lay down. Like, it's a grind no matter who you are. You gotta constantly be at it. You gotta constantly stay at it. You gotta, because people always want your spot.
There's a process.
Yeah, and like you said, them dogs is young and hungry. And I just didn't like how the whole season went. The whole, you know what I mean, have your views or whatever it is about vaccination, but, you know, we come from a certain era. Everybody we know, they got rings, and even a couple who don't have rings, they would have took the vaccine just to be in it.
No, for sure. Whether directly or indirectly, the process was cheated as it pertains to that team, and they never got the chance to gel and, you know, come together as a whole team because you're not going to win in the NBA if you're not gelled as one. So they never got an opportunity to get to that point. You know, with injuries and then Kyrie being out the majority of the season because he chose not to be vaccinated. So, you know, I mean, that, and, you know, not to say anything about anybody who chooses not to get vaccinated. It is a personal decision. Mm-hmm. But, you know, in a team sport, you know, you have to make that decision. Are you going to put yourself before the team or, you know, the team first? So, I mean, he obviously chose to put himself and his personal opinions before the team. And that's perfectly fine. But then, you know, there's consequences to every, you know, action that one chooses.
I feel like it's just weird, bro. Like, not that he's finding excuses, because there's a ton of people that, like, you know what I mean, NYPD workers, like people that work in hospitals that lost their jobs because they didn't want to get the vaccine. And like it's not even that, it's just everything with Kyrie. When you look at the full picture of everything, it's like you found a reason not to play. You know what I'm saying? I heard a stat, like, I think in his 11 seasons, he only played 4 times over 60-something games.
Yep.
Yeah, like, and then in Duke, he was injured. You know, he only played like 6 or 7 games at Duke. And it's just like, I've never in my life, and I'm from Brooklyn, so automatically you would think I would root for him. But it's like, I remember hearing KD, Harden, and Kyrie, and I'm like, that ain't gonna work. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know,
I was more like, I hope it don't work.
You could, how could it though? It's just, it doesn't make. There's a lot too much ISO ball going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's not made to gel, and it's just like you would have hoped that they would have learned. KD coming from playing with Golden State, Kyrie coming from playing with LeBron, they got champion pedigree. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't one playing ISO ball, so you would think that they would bring that to this, but it's
that's what I thought. I mean, they would at least be somewhat successful, because they have that experience, but it just didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, man.
They got their ass wet. That was bad.
Shout out to Boston. Who they face next? Minnesota? Milwaukee. Right?
Boston faces Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So that should be a challenge within itself. That should be a good series.
I think so, man. One thing though, the Milwaukee's still in it, right? Not Milwaukee, sorry. Minnesota, they still in it, right?
They got eliminated last night
by Memphis. Shout out John Morant, man. Something that was going on crazy while Minnesota was in it was these protests, and I kept wondering, like, why Minnesota games keep getting interrupted? Like, why? And it's the wildest interruptions. It's always chicks that are stopping it.
Yeah.
It's always they got some type of weird stuff written on their shirt about animals. So it was like I had to do my research and really look into exactly what was going on. Just come to find out that the owner, Glenn Taylor, and I have to shout out Bookstore Ricky. I think he put us onto this first. But the owner, Glenn Taylor, he owns. Oh, sorry, he's part of a business venture called Rembrandt Enterprises. Rembrandt's a egg business. They in the egg business. So bird flu just came out crazy. Like they, you know what I mean? Actually, I heard today first human case was found. So bird flu is on the rise, and I guess to stop the spread, they euthanized a shit ton of birds, and not in a humane way either. They did something. What's the name of it? I want to say get the name right. They did an act called ventilation shutdown, which means basically they shut all the ventilation down in the barns, and then more than likely probably pumping some sort of gas of some sort. So basically you either suffocating or you overheating. They say basically the equivalent of leaving a dog in a car, in a hot car to die. So these people were not very happy about that. And they call themselves Direct Action Everywhere, also known as DXE. And because of the way that these animals were euthanized, they're protesting, and they figured the best time to do it, you know, was the playing game. Yeah, playing in the playoffs.
That's the first time I even seen that.
But I don't even watch. I don't watch their games like that. Like, so they were smart actually, and they got great seats.
They do. They right up front.
Great playoff seats. So I don't know if they were saving up, but they waited for the right time to make it happen. And they got the most eyes on them because I would have never cared. I would have never knew anything that was going on. Let me see. The first lady glued herself to the court. And I remember watching the video, right? I thought she was a ball boy at first. I think everyone thought she was a ball boy at first. Because like, she just literally sat on the court. I'm like, oh, she about to wipe up, you know what I mean? Like some sweat or some shit.
Everybody thought.
And then a player went over to her like, you okay, man? You okay? And she was trying to super glue herself to the court. The other one changed herself to one of the baskets. She was successful at first doing that, but then they got her off. The third one was the funniest. I don't know if you peeped that one when Shorty got tackled.
I didn't peep that.
Oh, no. You gotta catch that video, bro. She was dressed up as a referee, and she dressed up as a referee, and she got on the court, but they was waiting for her. They knew they
probably because obviously she's not a referee.
Yeah, she got 2 steps on the court. But they were. I think they were just waiting because in general they was waiting for somebody to protest. So literally, she got 2 steps on the court and they tackle her. They spear the shit out of her and then get her out of there. And then I'm wondering what's going on. I guess her homegirl was there, pulled out the camera right before she did it. So then they started going after her. But they were like, how this is showing how NBA security is trash because all 3 of these ladies got on the court.
Right.
And I guess the third one, the referee chick, bumped the owner's wife, bumped Glenn Taylor's wife, like on some like yo, watch this type of shit. Like, so she could have done anything to her at that point. You know what I mean? If you really break it down. And I think on the back of her, she was gonna take off her sweatshirt, which had she had the referee outfit underneath, and it said something like 5.1 on the back of it, which I guess was gonna represent the amount of, or 5.3 was the amount of 5.3 million birds that had to be killed because of that. So,
I mean, so I'd just like to ask, them what they thought a better option would be. I mean, I understand why they killed the birds. I mean, how else did you want?
What's the humane way to kill birds, right? Like, you're gonna chop their heads off. You're gonna like, it's like, yeah, you're gonna. No, I get it. And I mean, they're like, well, why are we making them suffer? We probably could have just. Anyway, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to die. Also, and not to knock nobody's struggle, I get it. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta have our causes. We got our things in life. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like this wasn't. And you asked a great question because. It wasn't like it was an avoidable thing. Like, he did this for shits and giggles. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it was like...
He did it because these birds had a certain disease that obviously is transmittable to humans.
And exactly. And it's like... We got to make... Everybody got blood on their hands. We all got blood on our hands, bro. Like, we're filming this on the iPhone right now. You really want to break down who made this phone? You know what I'm saying? You want to break down how much they got paid for it to be made? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, we wearing Nikes, we wearing Under Armour, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got all this stuff. We all got blood on our hands in some way, shape, or form. And I guess we got to really pick and choose our battles. But I don't even understand what the cause that they was trying to, like, what could have been done. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I guess there may be attention-wise, right? Like, you feel like, oh, you did some fucked up shit. Well, why are we gonna, let's get attention on it, right? Let's, like, ignore it. You're a powerful person. You're a big person. The money from the eggs, I guess, what would you say, have to, in some way, shape, or form, fund his basketball business, right? Like, I'm assuming that's how he didn't make his money from basketball. Right. So, it's like, I guess I could see the correlation of why they felt like they had to do that. And I wouldn't know about this if they didn't do it. So, I guess shout out to them in that respect. But it's kind of like, for what? Like, what was going to happen? And people could get hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? What if you doing that crazy shit and there's really some other violent shit going on in the stadium? Now we got security focused on you with the birds. Somebody getting smacked up or somebody, you know what I mean? It's like some crazy shit happening. So I guess you got to pick and choose your battles, but they definitely got the attention because we talk about them here.
Well,
so.
I hope they felt it was worth. I hope they, felt at the end of the day it was worth it.
What they gonna do now? They eliminated them. That's what I want to know. Now they gonna really start wilding out. Man, what else is going on, man? Did you see in the video? Your man Tekashi ran up on the fake Lil Durk. You was keeping up with that?
I did see that. Man, you messed up.
Yeah, was that you knew about the fake Lil Durk before that, or that was your first time?
No, I did see a quick clip online about 2 weeks ago of this dude. Because actually, Durk, the real Durk, hit up the fake Durk on Instagram, something like that, and I did see a clip of that. So
on
that was
on some beef shit or on some like
no, like on some.
I see what you're doing. Respect.
Yeah. So this is my second time seeing the fake Durk.
Okay.
And
yeah, because I seen them. I was want to say Shade Room maybe post where some dude was like, yo, I took a picture with some dude. I thought he was Lil Durk. He was I guess he was hopping in a Lambo or some shit like that. He's like, come to find out this ain't the real Lil Durk. That was the first time I was introduced to him. But I guess he's made some type of social media presence based off of looking like Lil Durk. Which
I don't know how I feel about that if I was Durk, but whatever.
Yeah, the whole looking like thing and the whole like, why would you? Because you going out your way, right? He there's a little thing that look, but you made your hair like him. So.
No, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And that's weird to me. I understand there's Michael Jackson impersonators, there's Prince, Elvis Presley impersonators, but it's like, yeah, you're right. It's something weird about that. There's something weird about somebody going up to real Lil Durk or fake Lil Durk asking for a picture like another dude. I don't know. That's weird to me too. But Tekashi figured that he was going I guess try to set him up, kind of. I'm not 100% sure the details of how he knew where he was going to be at, but I know it involved somebody from the Nelk Boys. Basically was able to contact this dude, and they used that connection to basically know where he was at. Run up on him, throw the King Von jacket on him, which I thought was super corny.
Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect it from Tekashi. That's, but...
Yeah, and then Homeboy looked, honestly, I don't know how I would look in that situation, but Homeboy looked nervous.
He looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, he looked hella uncomfortable. Like, and if he knows the history of Tekashi and Durk, then, off the top of his head, he knows already what it is, so.
And Von, I mean, it's kind of disrespectful because we know it wasn't done to be tasteful or, to big Von up or anything like that. So it's just...
Nah, yeah, and that's what people do. They troll him about Von on some shit like, yo, what you gonna, you know what I mean? You ain't do nothing, what you gonna do? So, so which is corny. On Tekashi's part,
I just don't know how Tekashi keep getting away with all these little stunts that he doing.
He figured out the cheat code, bro. He figured out the cheat code. Him, Donald Trump, and Tekashi figured out the cheat code. Like, on some, we gonna call you out. We gonna make you do what you say you gonna do, right? Like, Donald Trump, what was his nigga name? Ted Cruz. Like, didn't he call Ted Cruz's wife ugly? he said
a bunch of things. He said something about his pops. He said something about his wife.
Ted Cruz be caping up for Trump. Like, to this day, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Marco Rubio, all of these called, like, you know what I'm saying? Trump called all these niggas out, and they still, you know what I'm saying, like, show him love. And I think Tekashi's kind of doing that too. Like, oh, y'all rap about you snitch, right? And code of the streets, and you do something fucked up. This is what's gonna happen to you. I did all that. Nothing happened to me. And everyone's running with the excuse of, well, what you gonna do to him? He run with the police. I'm like, all right, come on. Well, didn't all snitches run with the police?
I mean, he definitely don't have police with him everywhere. I mean,
I wouldn't doubt that. I don't know. No, I don't know if he's walking around with them, but that I don't mean they ain't watching what he's doing or following him.
No, I'm sure in certain. I just think he's very strategic about what he's doing when he's doing it. That's my whole thought on it.
He knows when to approach people and when, you know what I'm saying, what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen. Yeah, and he's a professional troll. That's how he made his bones in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird, bro. It's just like, I can't believe it. I can't believe, like, no one want to fight him. no one want to just, you know what I'm saying, throw hands with him or nothing like that. Like, it's just, it's weird to me. But maybe he figured it out because this shit is like WWF, bro. This shit is like, you put up one way. Like, as a DJ, I personally just rock with the music. Like, I remember Wiz Khalifa had gotten into some shit the other day with Gilly the Kid. Like, Gilly the Kid was trying to troll him online saying, yo, you wearing underwear online and shit like that. And I didn't even know what they was talking about. And I come to find out Wiz Khalifa is some more like, he's on some MMA shit. Like, he's swole now. Like,
yeah, he's been doing that for about 2 years now.
But that's how much I'm into the music. Like, I don't even pay attention to their real life. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know that was going on. So I guess with a lot of these rappers, they paint this image and they paint this perception, but the real life shit don't match up with it. And Tekashi's like, yo, I'm calling it out.
Yeah, I mean, but that's nothing new. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, rap in general, you know, it hasn't always been something that's been authentic. We've gone through phases where, all right, if you're going to be doing this, you need to be authentic about the things that you're rapping about, all of that stuff. And then we went through a phase where it doesn't even matter what you do in real life. You know, this is an art form. You know, you can lie, you can do all of those things. And now, you know, I think we're in the phase where it's a combination of both, but with the younger generation, you know, whether it's the drill music or whatnot, they seem to be going back to I'm rapping about what I'm really living, but they doing it on a whole nother level now.
And snitching on themselves.
Like, they snitching on themselves. It's not like, you know, they speaking they speak in general. They're saying, I went to this dude's house at this time, on this day, I did X, Y, and Z.
I was with.
So yeah, it's on a whole nother level now.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly what it is, and you got to live what you talk. And I mean, in anything, I think that you do, you gotta. Like, I'm on a podcast. If somebody were to have a problem with something that I say, I gotta back that up, right? It's like if I say when you're not there, I'm gonna say when you here. But it's hard when you gotta troll because what's the approach? You gotta ignore it, right? Like, and most people are gonna feed into it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how they feed off of that. It's like a parasite. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like he's getting away with some of this stuff, or that he's growing power, and it's just like it's disheartening, I guess, for someone who's grown up and you hear so much about what's going to happen to you if you do the X, Y, and Z. You saw the Megan Thee Stallion interview or any parts of it?
I've seen parts of it.
What'd you think, man? For y'all who don't know, Megan Thee Stallion allegedly was shot by rapper Tory Lanez. What was that, like a year or two ago, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, some time ago. So basically, you know, they were quiet about it. Tory's been dropping subliminals and rhymes, and he's been warned about that in the courtroom. But Megan felt like it was time for her to tell her part of the story and did a Gayle King interview. Now, I don't like, and once again, I'll go back to what I just said. I love Megan Thee Stallion as a rapper. I think she got bars. I think she's very creative. I think she brings something to the game. But personally, I don't like her as much as I guess I like her as a rapper. Something about her seems a little bit inauthentic, and not because of this, but like I remember I saw the episode of Punk'd. You don't know if you like they brought Punk back. They brought Punk back, and Chance the Rapper, I guess, hosting now, and just her vibe, her energy, and it could have all been fake. They could all, who knows if they acting or not. But it's her until she realized she was on hidden camera, her energy was real fucked up to her peoples, and then details I hear about this shooting, it sound like it's the same type of energy. So it's like you kind of like. I mean, somebody shot her. Somebody wanted to shoot her, right? There was something that she gave, whether it was him or not. Somebody wanted to shoot her. She gave off some type of, I don't know, and she don't deserve to get shot. I'm not saying that no one deserves to get shot, especially by someone who you may or may not be dating or involved with. But it's just like I said in that interview, like this part she's crying, and I'm like, is she really crying? Like, are there tears, or is she just making a sound, or is it like, especially the part where she get asked if her and Tory Lanez had any type of sexual relationship, just the way that she answered that was just like, it seemed super inauthentic. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody believed her response to that. I mean, Tory smashed.
Who giggles before denying that? You know what I'm
saying? I don't even see why you deny something like that. Like, you smashed, so what? Like,
we're not slut shaming. Like, you're a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that? But so now I'm looking at it like, well, you lied about that. What else could you be lying about?
She already lied. She lied, to the cops. To the cops.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's what I mean. And there's a lot of people. I thought it was just me. But I guess there's a growing perception of people who kind of like, we don't know, Megan. We don't know what happened. So you got shot, but we don't really know if we believe the story you're telling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's just one of those things. I personally don't believe her. I do believe Tory probably shot her. I mean, but why and all of it, like the details. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, and I don't think he purposely shot her.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think he might have just been wilding with a gun in his hand. But it's also like, I mean, why do you have wilding with a gun in your hand? You know what I'm saying? You did something wrong. That part I can't defend. But it's just like, I feel like Megan Thee Stallion could just lay back and just be like, wait till it all comes to, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's like you doing this interview doesn't help my perception of you or and I guess the public perception of you. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely didn't. Not mine.
Yeah, and but back to the music shit. She got bars, and I would have just focused on the music. Why do you have to win this court of public opinion? That's sad where we're at nowadays. Like you literally got shot. Like you're the victim. You ain't going to jail either way. Like you really got nothing to defend on this. Like why? I would just chill back and just let it all. You know what I mean? Ride out.
Well, I mean, I think she has no choice because. On one hand, Tory is saying, I didn't shoot her. All right, well, she obviously got shot. There's a medical report saying that she got shot. So somebody shot her. I mean, unless she just says, I'm not cooperating with the cops, which I believe she has the authority to do. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. I wish her the best, man. And I guess my advice to both of them was just be focused on your music.
Yeah, I fucked with her music, but, personally, she just, I don't like the vibes.
Yeah, I'm a little off about it. But keep rocking with the music, man. You been keeping up with, speaking of another court of public opinion case, man, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
That I haven't been following too much. I mean, I know a little bits and pieces, but I haven't been following that story too much.
Okay. That one was crazy, man. That one, I wasn't keeping up with them a lot. I didn't even really know who they are. I mean, obviously I knew Johnny Depp was, but I didn't know who Amber Heard really was. But I remember hearing a couple of years ago just about Johnny Depp getting himself in some wild situations, something happening with his finger and stuff like that. So, lo and behold, he was married to Amber Heard. They met on a movie set. They, started a relationship shortly after that. And I guess when their relationship was coming to an end and they divorced, she had accused him of being an abuser. She accused him of physical abuse. Even I don't know if she necessarily was able to prove any of that, but she had at that same time went and wrote an article in the Washington Post saying she was a victim of physical abuse. And basically painting Johnny as a abuser. Yeah. And in a few papers, it looks like she did it. It looks like to the Sun, because Johnny was trying to sue overseas in England, sue the publications to basically defamation of character. Right. Now the thing about over there is you have to prove that something. You have to prove basically that this person lied about you, right? So where over here, the burden is on basically, you know what I'm saying? He's suing her. So basically, she's innocent till proving it. He has to prove she lied,
right?
And he can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's easier to prove that like a newspaper publication lied about you because you're like, where's the proof?
Yeah, the burden of proof is on him.
Yeah, which is crazy, and he's as the accuser. You know what I'm saying? But it's a defamation. So she made these accusations about him. Now he has to prove that's not true. And the thing about it, the relationship was wild toxic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, she severed his finger in a fight.
It brings up a really interesting conversation about domestic violence. But when we hear domestic violence, we normally look at it as a male doing on to a female. But the real story is there's men out here getting lumped up in these streets by their woman.
Rob Kardashian.
And the reality is, as a man, you know, the last thing you probably think to do is go to the cops or tell them, oh, I'm getting beat up by my woman. So,
it's catch-22.
Huh?
It's a catch-22 because you don't feel comfortable doing that.
You don't feel comfortable doing that for various reasons. You know, for fear of public shame. You know, even maybe you have some personal shame, like how I'm letting a woman do this to me. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting topic that, you know, I don't feel like gets a lot of talk. You know, men in these domestic situations where they're the ones who are getting abused. You know, it can be a problem.
No, 100%. Somebody who I like that handled it the best was, remember when the baby called the cops on Danny Lane? I think it was a few, like, that's how you handle it, bro. Like, somebody said that's a sucker move in the moment, or somebody, nah, that's how you handle it, because you're going to be like Johnny, the victim of domestic violence, trying to prove that you was, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't do it. It's like, bro, like, it is, and then the thing is, once an opinion is put out about you, it's out there.
Right.
It's that, till you have concrete proof that you didn't do something, you know what I mean? And even then, they not yelling as loud as they was to accuse you of it.
Right.
They was going out their way to tell people when you did the foul shit. They not going out hard to tell you that you've been acquitted or that you proved. You know what I'm saying? But
listen, man. My advice is, you going through a situation like that, you better put that ego to the side, because I think the damaging is more damaging long term if you let it, you know, continue to happen and not do anything about it. So I think with males, it's ego. You know, why you wouldn't report something like that. So
I would say, I was in a relationship that was extremely volatile and toxic. I don't know if it's necessarily ego. I think you got a physical. You're in a love relationship. So we say the same thing about women who are victims of abuse. They love their abuser. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, right? You're like, this person hurt you, but there's still this weird love and protection that they have for this person. I think the same thing exists for males. Like, he still loves this woman, and she's probably not like that 7 days a week, 24 hours. So he knows the other side of her. And I'm not disagreeing in this particular case, but I don't think it's always ego. I think some of it's like, yo, she gets a little crazy sometimes, and she gets a little, you know what I mean?
No, you're right. I certainly agree with that. It doesn't have to be ego. I was just looking at it from the standpoint, if you're not in that situation where, okay, and you're thinking about, should I report it? Should I not? Nah, people gonna laugh at me. Yeah. People gonna, you know, all of that. So that part, you know, is the whole, you know, you got to get past that. You know, people, my whole thing is, at the end of the day, anybody who, you know, what somebody else eats don't make you shit. You can't be worried about other people's opinions like that.
You can't.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, she shit in the bed. You heard that she shit in the bed? He was like, your face. I guess he was late to her birthday party, and she literally.
Oh, so she did that on some retaliation?
Yeah, on purpose. Man. She took a shit in the bed. When I heard the story, I thought she like shitted on herself, like as a bed.
Maybe she has some bowel problems.
Like a sister, No, she purposely went out her way to shit on the bed, bro.
Nah, I'm sorry. There's levels of love.
I was going to ask. I was like, you think you could take somebody back after they shit in the bed, bro? I'm looking at you like you're a different person. Like, what type of shit are you on that you shit in the bed? Come on. Man, but yeah, they basically, and the fucked up thing about it was, he lost movie roles because of it. Her writing these op-eds, you know what I'm saying, the lawsuits, like people look at him as in a different light.
Yeah, cause people gonna believe the woman if a woman comes forward on something like that. People gonna believe it.
And what I guess, and the thing about it is, in the court of public opinion, Johnny's doing great right now. I mean, we still got a couple more weeks of your trial. They got a lot more people to bring to the thing.
Yeah, because there's evidence showing that she's a fucking liar.
And she's crazy. She's bad shit crazy. Bitch said, I didn't hit, no, she said, I hit you, I didn't punch you. Okay. Imagine the dude saying some wild shit like that. I didn't punch you, I hit you. Yo, in the Rob Kardashian Black China case is something similar. You bring up a good point, though. Like, we do not take physical violence done against men seriously in this country. Like, that shit is not...
Until it's too late, and then the man snaps, and then it's a problem.
Yeah, or dies, or you know what I'm saying? You know, like something really bad happens to him, and then they're like, "Yo, we gotta lock this chick up." But nah, you're 100% right. Like, it sucks, man, because you know what I mean. You got a son, and I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta tell her, you know, like the same thing where you tell your son, like, you don't put your hands on people, you don't let people put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when people use it the wrong way as a weapon, because she, in this case, she told Johnny at some point, nobody's gonna believe you because you're a man.
Yep.
And that's so scary.
That's
as
the
a
problem.
Thought. Yeah, that's so scary as a thought to know that people, like, she don't even have to prove it. She's like, I just have to put the accusation out there. Like, they're gonna jump on this. You know what I mean? And that to me is just, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? It's something we got to talk about. I'm glad that we discussed it. I'm glad that it's happening. It sucks for Johnny. It sucks that his career might not, you know what I mean, bounce back. Hopefully it does, you know, but it's like, I'm glad that it's something that we're able to talk about, you know what I mean? Because I don't think it gets the attention it deserves.
Certainly not.
Oh, man. But we running low on time, man. So at this point, we like to do one of my favorite parts of the show, bro. This joint is called Have You Heard? I take a couple headlines that I heard in the past, you know, week or so, and bring them to the table. Find out if you heard.
Let's do it.
All right, man. First up, did you hear Amir Khan's wife jetted on him during a robbery?
Yeah, I seen that.
I respect it.
I want my wife to stand there and take this ass whooping or take this bullet or something. Nah, like, the fact that she ran, that's fine. Like,
she knows what she's supposed to do.
Now, it better not be the other way around. I'll say that, because then you a bitch.
So if they want something that your wife wanted, if your wife had on her, if he would have ran away,
you can't run. As a dude, you can't run away. I'm sorry, you cannot run away. But my wife, no, I don't take it at like, oh, she's not there. She's not supposed to be there to protect me. So no.
People gave her like a hard time about that. Like, she did something foul. Like, and it's like, what y'all want her to do?
We're gonna die together. We got kids to raise. Like, no, like, she should escape. Like, if I'm with my wife and we are in danger, the first thing that's gonna come to my mind is, how do I protect her? How do I get her out of this situation? So if she had the opportunity to run and get away, that's exactly what she should have did.
I heard somebody say she's seen him get knocked out enough times to know that it wasn't gonna end well. So she's like, yo, I'm out. I would do the same thing. Like, I don't think he was caught up with his wife and was mad. Like, what was she gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely don't knock that. And then a couple years ago, I guess they had like some type of issues with each other. Like, he thought she was with Anthony Joshua or something, like accused her of messing, but then ended up getting back with her. So, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're lucky she's not setting you up, I guess. You know what I mean? It could have been a whole nother situation. But yo, Spec, have you heard? OnlyFans star Bhad Bhabie said she made $50 million off of OnlyFans.
I heard that, man. That is crazy. When I heard Bhad Bhabie made 50, I'm like, who the hell is that?
Cash me outside.
And then I heard that part, and I'm like, she made $50 million? And I'm like, oh, she must be doing porn or some shit. And then I read an article, she's not even doing any of that stuff, and she made $50 million.
She's not showing, no topless, no naked.
But then I also went on and did some further digging, and she's a rapper.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's not bad. She has talent. You know, I big people up who, you know, obviously, you know, she had a rough upbringing. You know, her dad wasn't in her life. She had her and her mom's relationship wasn't that good. And she took all her struggles and turned it into something positive. Like, If from my perspective, you can't ask for nothing else. I mean, she did what she was supposed to do. I mean, and now she's caking. She's independent. She got bread.
Think about how many viral like celebrities we seen, right? Like Hide Your Wife and Kids. Remember that guy? Dead Giveaway. We got like all these people that went viral for, you know what I'm saying, dropping a quote on like a news report or something like that. She turned that shit into a career.
People shit on, you know, other people who like, you know, came up on what they call a gimmick or whatever the case may be. My whole thing is, one, obviously you have an audience. If people are paying this money, why wouldn't you feed them?
Yeah.
Keep giving them what they want. Like, that is your career. Like, why does it have to be a traditional route? Or I have to go work a 9 to 5? Or I have to go do... No, if I can make bread, you know, doing whatever it is, whether that's selling my ass, if that's, you know, if people gonna pay and I'm willing to do it, then... Why you have the problem with it? I just feel like you're mad. You're mad because you're not making what I'm making.
I don't agree. No, hey, I'll say that. I wouldn't want my family member doing it, but I don't knock nobody for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm at work every day. Like, this shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? So if you found your passion and you got no problem taking pictures and
do something you enjoy doing, I don't care what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I'll just say, as a parent, you envision, you know, certain things. Oh, I want my child to be this and that. But if my kid, you know, let's say he's 18 and I don't want to go to school. I want to be video, or I want to sell my ass. Like, you know, I'm gonna have a real conversation with him, and you know, like, is this really what you want to do? Why you want to do?
How much are you pulling in?
But I'm gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna turn my back on you. You just better make sure this is your passion and you put your all into it. That's all I really ask. That if this is what you're gonna do, you put your all into it and go hard at doing it. Period.
But she's not even like. There's a difference. Like, I think we spoke about on the show one time. There was this chick who's making like 40 racks a month off of, like, you know what I'm saying, OnlyFans. This bitch just bought a
$6 million house.
$6 million house. Cash me outside. 7 bedrooms.
At 19 years old.
7 bathrooms in Boca Raton.
At 19 years old.
But that's not. But she also had another crib already in that neighborhood. She owns a $3.6 million crib in the same neighborhood. Like,
I'm not mad at her.
Yo, shout out to Short.
Yeah, baby
nah,
girl.
she's doing it, and like I said, like she's not showing nudity. She's still within the same brand that she was doing before.
I'm sure the people gonna have a problem with that, and she's not showing no ass. If she was showing ass,
Sports Illustrated.
If she was showing ass, be like, oh, you shouldn't be showing ass. Yeah. Okay, so you can't tell her she's showing ass, and she's caking. Like, what?
Nah, shout out to Bhad Bhabie, man. I didn't know much about her before, but when you pull numbers like that, you know what I'm saying, people pay attention. So, you know what I'm saying, and I cannot knock the hustle. And I hate the fact in this country that everyone knocks the hustle. Everyone finds something to say. Like, I don't knock the Kardashians. I don't hate on them.
Not one bit.
I try to learn shit from people.
Like, Kim and her family, they took that one tape. That's all. They took that one tape and turned that shit into an empire.
They all famous.
Like, you're mad at them for that shit? Like, while the tape made her a lot of money, that's not why she's at, or the family is at where they're at. Like, they took that and made it a springboard for other opportunities.
How many people, I don't even know if she was born a millionaire, but how many people are born millionaires, they don't turn into billions?
Right.
They got 2 billionaires in the family. Like, that's nutty, bro. Like
they took an opportunity and made it into something 10 times bigger. That's what you're supposed to do.
Spec, have you heard, man? We spoke about the abortion laws that have changed within this country. I spoke about that past few weeks. And something else that I think is nutty, and it's not in this country, but it's actually in Canada. They are ending the ban on gays donating blood. And I'm like, in 2022, this is still going on? Like, and it's crazy when you look at the shit that's still going on. Like, I can't even say in this country because it's in Canada, but just in this world, like in 2022, you know what I'm saying? Like, you thought gay blood wasn't...
Yeah, I mean, we live in I'll just say an antiquated world for the most part. I have hope that one day we'll as the younger generation comes up. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to say I understand why they even implemented that in the late 1980s. Because they just didn't know. All they knew was that they had thousands of people got infected from tainted blood with, was tainted with hepatitis and HIV.
Okay.
And they concluded that it came from, gay people donating blood because for whatever reason, and especially back in the 1980s,
the numbers were higher.
And so it was an overreaction. And so they banned gays from donating blood. I get it, but
enforce that though.
I mean, it would obviously, I would think it would require you to answer truthfully on the questionnaire that I am gay. And then at that point, they're saying, nah, you can't donate blood. So, I mean, it's not a perfect system. But yeah, I mean, it should have ended a long time ago. Because I think it just goes down to you guys have to have a better blood screening process, regardless of who's donating the blood. You test the blood, make sure it's not tainted. And that removes it doesn't matter who the blood is coming from. Your sexuality shouldn't determine whether or not you can donate blood. Now, obviously, if you have tainted blood, you shouldn't be able to donate.
Well, that's anybody.
That has nothing to do with your sexuality. So, I was surprised that, in 2022, we was talking about that. I'm like, that's still a thing, but hey.
Oh, man, I see that the FDA is moving forward with the menthol ban, man. I don't know if you heard that, but looks like they're trying to ban flavored tobacco. Which menthol is I guess it is a flavor if you think about it. I don't think about it.
I think it's a good thing.
And it's on blunts too, right? They're trying to. I didn't even know there was menthol in cigars like that.
I didn't know that, and I didn't know about the blunts or whatnot. But certainly in cigarettes, I think it's coming from a good place. Because I'll just say black people, we love flavors. You throw flavors on anything, pineapple this, cherry. Oh, I want to try that. And so
has that been proven though that the black community uses menthol products more? Because all the marketing I see for it, and we know from personal experience.
Just in my community, everybody fucking smoking menthol cigarettes.
Everybody smoking the red Marlboro.
Smoking menthol cigarettes, and there's studies that show. It has the calming effect. All of these things, specifically the menthol. So
the menthol, right? Yeah.
And from what I understand, it hides the burning taste that you get from the nicotine or to whatever it is in there.
I heard a long time ago that there's fiberglass in that shit though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Long time ago. I don't know how true that is. Don't take my word on it, but yeah.
But no, I think it's a good thing because, especially with the youth, you marketing flavors, that's automatically gonna attract younger people, and so I do think it's a good thing.
I know that's Oh, and like I said, it I don't got the stats on it, but from what I hear, it disproportionately affects our community. I'm smoking in general. I'm not a cigarette smoker. I'm not a fan of cigarette smoking. I think it's one of the craziest things you could do, and it's just so anything that helps our community get away from that, the shout out. And it's expensive as fuck, so you know what I mean. Just definitely. But I also know people don't like being forced to make changes.
Right.
So I don't know how that kind of reaction is going to happen and what it's going to cause now.
It'll just be on the black market.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're still going to keep making. I don't know. Are they going to stop making it though? Manufacturing it?
That's going to be the question.
Maybe some underground shit. Have you heard? Oh, my man, Dr. Fauci said the U.S. is out of the pandemic phase. We're dealing with COVID-19. Well, I don't know if it's true or false. Dr. Fauci would be the expert on that. But do you see us going back? Do you see them bringing back any of the rules and the laws and the mandates that
I think that's going to be more of a state individual type thing. Different states are going to do different things. Like I know last week, Philly, they had their mandate where people had to start wearing their mask again indoors.
Really? Okay.
I don't see that happening again in New York, just because of the governor's stance. We've taken the mind state that we're in the endemic stage, or I don't know how to put the proper pronunciation, but
pandemic?
We're past the pandemic.
Okay.
COVID's here to stay. It's going to be around just like the flu, and we're going to have to learn to live with it. So with that said, mandates is not a part of that solution. And so I don't see it coming back to where the whole unless people would just have to really start dropping dead again, in astronomical numbers in order for mandates to come back. But as long as that doesn't happen, then no, mandates are done with, and we're just going to have to learn to live with COVID. Hundreds of people are probably going to die every year from COVID-related complications. Which is just like the flu.
Yeah, I was going to say in comparison to hundreds of thousands of people is a big difference.
So, it's going to be what it is. Just wash your hands. I mean, do what you can do.
Yeah, I guess if they do change the rules in your area, throw the mask on if you got to do. Like, because I know someone actually that just got COVID this week. You know what I'm saying? So it's not,
people still catching it. It ain't gone. It's here. Exactly. But I mean, what we're seeing now, the symptoms are much milder, so it's much more manageable.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So whether that's vaccine related or whatever the case may be, I don't know. I'm just happy. We're moving forward. We're learning to find a new normal.
Well, yeah. I hope they don't bring the mask back. But if they do, they do. But like I said, I hope they don't, man, because that shit is comfortable without it, man. Before we get out of here, though, in music news, man, your man DJ Khaled was given his star on the Walk of Fame. Spec, have you heard? And I guess, do you think it's deserving? Or you
Absolutely.
think you do? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
because I was gonna say, I think they give stars out a little to every Morris Chestnut got a star. No knock on Morris Chestnut. You know what I'm saying? Morris Chestnut got some classic. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you. So to the black community, he's star worthy. I mean,
but I feel like back in the day, he wouldn't have gotten that.
No, he wouldn't.
It would have been like they'd have found a way to keep him out. Like it was for like the.
There's some charity stars out there.
You think so? There's some charity. I think now there's something about our lifetime. Like we were born in the '80s, right? At some point, I don't know where, I felt like they lessened the criteria. You had to be like an old man. Remember, you was like old as hell.
You had to be like,
like a long ass. It was like a lifetime achievement award type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're just in a stage where we'll give people their flowers while they can still smell them.
Which I think makes sense. But no, and that's no knock on Khaled. I love what Khaled does as a DJ. I think he's changed the game, and I want to get you out because I do think he is deserving of it. Just of what he's done in music. It's just to me, you don't see that.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing because whether we're talking about Billboard, whether we're talking about Oscars, Grant, any of those things, I think how they rate any of these things has been antiquated.
Okay.
And so I think as younger generation comes in, new blood gets infused, like the standards change. And so personally, I don't have a problem with Khaled getting the star because I think in our culture, hip hop first and foremost is the biggest genre.
Mm-hmm. Rock and roll.
And so as far as DJs are concerned, Khaled, creme
de la creme, right?
He's at the top, and so the top should be on it. I don't have a problem with that.
I think my thing, I don't 150% know what Khaled does in the process. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I'm not knocking him, but I'm like, does he make the beat?
He's the hype man.
Does he write the hook? Like, is he? I'm like, I know he's doing something here, and I've heard a lot about like how he coordinates who's gonna get on the song, who's involved, blah 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 blah. But it's just like, I'm not 150% what, like, if if I could tell you like, yo, he made the beat, son, this shit was knocking, da 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 da. But it's like I can't put my finger on what he does, so.
Yeah,
I can't really, he's not cutting and scratching. Like, he's not the best, at that. But whatever it is, he makes hits. Whatever it is, he drops a song.
He does a little bit of everything. And the thing is, I don't think anybody can get features quite like Khaled can get features.
What you mean?
And, well, one, like, people give Khaled features as because of how big he is. He gets free features.
Yeah, because they know the exposure that the song would get him. Yeah,
he gets everybody together. Mm-hmm. I went to the On the Run tour maybe about 2 years ago, and Khaled had a 45-minute set where, and obviously he's not a rapper, but people gravitate towards him. He spreads love. People gravitate towards that dude. So, I mean, you like people like that.
Well, he did the NBA half All-Star this year. So, that was...
And again, as far as DJs, and we're talking about hip-hop, we're not talking about like EDM or anything like that, but in hip-hop, he's the biggest DJ. I don't think there's no question about that.
He's doing numbers like the EDM dudes too, so you can't knock him, man. So shout out to Khaled, I just wanted to get your opinion on that. But that's another episode in the books. Spec, usually around this time, you know what I'm saying, I ask my man Keith where you can find him at on social media, but you don't even bang with social media like that, right?
Nah, man, you're not going to find me on social media.
Yeah, so check me out on social media at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY on Instagram, DJ Playboy on Twitter. Also follow Perfect Talk Radio on Instagram, at Perfect Talk Radio on Instagram right there, you know what I mean? You can follow us. Every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast is available on www.perfecttalkpodcast.com. Got some big announcements coming with the website real soon, so stay tuned. Also, you can find my radio show on there, The Night Shift. You can also find my other radio show I do with my brother DJ Show, Money Talks Radio, right there on the website. So everything's available, you know what I mean? Go check it out. Every episode of Perfect Talk Podcast also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever your podcasts are available. So leave a rating, leave a like, leave a review, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to know, let them know you bang with us. And we're going to keep putting these episodes out for you.
For sure, for sure. Playboy, I want to thank you. It's my first time up here.
First of many,
I had a good time, but certainly won't be the last.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Before we get, and usually around this time I ask Keith what he's watching. I'm not sure if you're watching anything on TV nowadays or music-wise, what you listening to.
Music-wise, you know, I'm an old school cat, you know what I'm saying? I mess with a little bit of the new school, okay. But mostly, you know, I'm a 90s hip-hop kind of guy. I listen to some, you know, early 2000s, but majority of my music is gonna be 90s hip-hop.
You heard the new Pusha album?
I heard the new Pusha album.
Like it?
I mean, yeah, it was good. I mean, Pusha's one of those artists, you know what you're gonna get from him. Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about what's he gonna put out this time. He's one of those dudes. He don't switch nothing up. He has a formula that works for him, and he sticks to it. You know, similar to artists like Ross. You know, he doesn't switch it up much. He has a certain formula. He sticks to it. So,
you're a fan of the older rap. Like I've always have never liked the fact that rappers looked at rap as a young man's sport. So the fact that rappers are rapping now into their 40s, I think it's a beautiful thing.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And it's good. It's not whack.
Because, I mean, typically, so all rappers don't, you know, like, for instance, like the Pusha and the Rosses, you know, they have a specific lane. So, you know, they may be rapping about the drugs and all of that stuff. But you also have other rappers, whether it be like, you know, the Hoves or... who else? Yeah, I don't even Nas, you know, they rapping about things at this age, current age that I can that I can relate to, you know, at my advanced age. You know, I'm late 30s. You know, there's things that they're rapping about that I would have never understood 10 years ago.
Gotcha.
You know, that I'm able to listen to now and like, you know, put a nigga up on things. So, yeah, I mean, I love these older rappers still doing it.
Yeah, shout out. Also, Kendrick's album, he just announced his album's coming out, upcoming this month in May, so be on the lookout for that. I'm looking forward to that. And, make sure you check out Perfect Talk Podcast, man. Definitely a blessing doing the show with you.
Yes, sir.
Respect. First of many, I hope, man. And, we'll see how, man. Say goodbye to the people, though.
Peace.
Peace.